One.
Hello.
Hello, everyone. Welcome. Hold on. Let me just make sure I don't have any spoilers up in the background. No. All right, cool. We're all clear of spoilers. So we are here tonight to talk Captain Marvel in a non-spoilery fashion. Remember, no spoilers. Look up there. See, no spoilers. It's moving very slowly across the screen. But quickly enough, but slowly enough that you can read too. And for a change, I have seen the flick first, and Christina's going tomorrow. Because usually the last couple times you've
I would say the last few times, last 4 or 5 movies. But before that, the streak was you would see it, and then you know what changed
Age
that?
of Ultron, and then Winter Soldier.
Winter Soldier, and that was the one where I then had to see it because I wouldn't see it until like a little while later. And that was the time when you were like, you got to go see this now. Because it was the tie-in with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Yeah. Because that's got some good stuff. All right, hold on. I need to configure your video a little bit better. Because lovely.
Oh my gosh.
Oh no, I made her snorulate. All right, so in a non-spoilery fashion, instant reaction to Captain Marvel is, wow, that was good. I thankfully kept myself spoiler free, mostly spoiler free. All the important bits I didn't know about. So that it's going to make this very difficult to talk about this in a non-spoilery fashion because I just want to start immediately diving in and just blah 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 blah. Tune back in tomorrow at some point, hopefully.
Because then we can blah 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 together.
Yes, we will blah 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 tomorrow in a spoilery fashion. But so yeah, it was just general vibe of stuff. It was girl powery without being overly girl powery. It was appropriately girl powery. During the moment when because during all these origin stories, the hero always has to have that moment when they find themselves and they realize who they really are and all. During that moment, I was all tingly in the spine. You know that feeling you get when it's like, oh, she's gonna have it and stuff and all. I was tingly in the spine. It was there. It was good. It was enjoyable. It starts off good. I enjoy the way that they started off the movie and how they got into the storytelling. This isn't a spoiler really, but make sure you pay attention right at the get-go, right at the beginning, as soon as the 57 different previews are done, that you're paying attention, because it's going to be not important, but it'll be worth it.
I have sometimes gone to the movies, even on a big debut weekend, to a movie that I was anticipating for weeks or months, perhaps even years.
Whoa.
Gotten halfway through what are we talking? Trailers, and had to ask, like, what are we here seeing? Like, why am I in this theater?
Well, because there's so many different
and
things
I enjoy trailers, and I'm like I had said to you earlier. Sometimes I have been going to see some of these movies later in their run in the last couple times because we have 2 children, and sometimes it's just how it goes. And I sit down and I'm like, I'm all ready for these trailers. And I'm like, all right, give me some trailers. Show me what's coming. And it's like, boom, 2 trailers. Here's your movie. Yeah. And I'm like, well, where's all my trailers? And then you come home or you come back and you're like, so whatever time your movie is tomorrow, show up like 45 minutes after the time.
I mean, it's literally 45 minutes. I do enjoy trailers, not as much as her maybe, but I do enjoy the trailers. I got to a point when I said, oh boy, there's a lot of trailers in this. And then they showed 3 more trailers, and I couldn't take it. It was literally when they started dimming the lights, I was like, oh, thank God. Because by that point, I already had to go to the bathroom.
There's already half a movie's worth of time that's gone by.
I mean, really. But let me tell you, just as a quick little aside, I don't know if they're trying to make the Godzilla movie into too much of a movie, where you're supposed to be like feeling stuff and caring. I just want to see big creatures F up each other.
I just want to see Godzilla breathe blue fire into someone's mouth.
Yeah, let me tell you, in that trailer there, you see his spine things lighting up and stuff, and you're like, oh, it's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Yeah. Oh man, I still remember when we
I
watched
know
that
we
for the
really
first
did
time.
squee. It was so fantastic.
Yeah, it was good.
He's gonna do it.
So remember, no spoilers for tonight for Captain Marvel, but we are freely going to mention anything that's happened in the MCU up to this movie. So don't go there.
If you're catching up,
All
don't listen.
So this movie is supposed to give you an introduction into Captain Marvel. Check. It does that. The movie should make you like Captain Marvel as a character. Did for me. I'm looking forward to seeing many more of the movies based on this character.
Now, she is supposed to be like the most powerful character in the MCU, correct?
I believe so, yes.
Okay.
Yes, and she demonstrates.
So, I mean, she is like above Thor and the Hulk.
I don't know about the Hulk. Well, see, the Hulk, the only thing the Hulk has is strength.
Strength, yeah.
Yeah, and Thor's even really stronger than him because he's able to stop him a couple different times. They've never played the Hulk up for his real strength as I feel like they could have by now, and I think maybe they're saving that for that light to fall over. Thought I was about to die.
All of a sudden, something's moving.
I thought someone with a glaive was coming in and just someone heard a spoiler and they're like, no.
High production value here.
Yeah, baby. Ow!
Oh no.
All right. Anyway, man, everything's falling apart now. What the hell were we talking about?
The Hulk.
Oh yes, the Hulk. I think that they're holding him in reserve. I think he's going to be a big part of
Endgame.
Endgame.
Well,
yes.
He better.
Well, yeah. I mean, he took
got
all
his
of whatchamacallit off.
Yeah.
Except for that few minutes where he got his ass handed to him.
Yep.
Yeah. So yes, she is. I'm being very particular about trying not to spoil anything, but yeah, she demonstrates that she is clearly very super duper powerful.
Okay.
And they do a good job on the story of how she got her powers. I was very pleased with that. And if you don't know anything about the story at all about Captain Marvel, I think that they lay everything out for you well enough. Definitely well enough. You can follow it. I know a little bit about the story of Captain Marvel, and I like the things that they did.
I only know from the cartoon that we watched.
Yeah, it's different from that.
It's different from that, yeah.
Yeah.
Because she wasn't a fighter pilot, I think, in that one.
Is she a fighter pilot in this one? Or you just let the yeah, she was not. But
is that male character that was her love interest in the cartoon in the movie at all?
I can't say anything.
Okay.
I don't know. Yeah, because that is how she got her powers in the comic. She got them from Marvel.
Yeah, okay. And that's why she.
Yeah. I enjoyed how she got her outfit. I enjoyed that little scene where they changed up the outfit that she started with to give her her own outfit. I thought that was cute. So they did a nice job with that. They didn't have quite a hot rod red scene like with Iron Man. When he was designing the colors for his suit there and all. A little bit, but this one was good. I want all our.
I heard there was a cat.
There is a cat. You'll be happy. There's cat scenes. Yes.
Okay.
Stay all the way through. There are 2 post-credit scenes. The first one's super important. So unless your bladder is really exploding, don't go for that. But if your bladder is exploding, you'll probably get away with just reading about the second one. Samuel L. Jackson, his de-aging was pretty much flawless in my eyes.
Yeah, he looked like he was in Pulp Fiction.
Well, he was a little bit bigger. Like they made him pretty thick, like
okay.
muscular.
We're
It's live. Yeah, they made him a little bit thicker, so his face was like a little bit thicker, like muscular, and all. So that was good. I was not as pleased. We're getting into the only gripe I have about the movie. I was not as pleased with Agent Phil Coulson's de-aging.
Shut your mouth. He doesn't need any de-aging. He looks
Clark
like
Gregg
he's
does not.
Pristine.
Yeah, that's why. Maybe the fact that they did anything is what I really hated.
Okay.
But I also don't think they used his character nearly enough. I want a whole Phil Coulson movie.
I know. Let me tell you, everything could be Phil Coulson for me.
It really could.
I really could just watch all of it. He could just do all of the things.
Now, I know I'm coming at it from a side of that I love Phil Coulson, but there could have been an opening for him to be more involved.
Okay.
But
because I have to say though that his arc from the beginning of the MCU movies until now, as he is going through Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.
Well, not anymore. If the previews for Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. are to be
truth, his arc, he started, I think, a little pie-eyed and in awe of these superheroes.
Yeah.
So I would think that 20 years before that, he's like super rookie. I would think that he's like 5, but apparently not.
5, like years old.
Yes, because like I said, he's pristine.
They didn't add enough hair on his head for the de-aging that they did to his face.
Okay. That is all I'll say. So I guess he was a rookie.
I don't know why I'm getting all stuck on the CGI of Phil Coulson's face. The rest of the CGI in the movie was great.
But he's a rookie, right? In the movie.
Yes.
Like he's got to be brand new. So I and now like I have to see the movie tomorrow, but I wouldn't think there is much place for him to be active at that level.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm not saying they made a huge mistake not doing it. I'm saying as a fan of Phil Coulson,
yes.
I wish they had. Yeah, so I'm trying to think of as saying as much as I can without saying too much. I can say that since they got rid of Proxima Midnight, who was in Avengers Infinity War, she was hot to me as a villain. The female.
Oh, the female.
Yeah. This one. Oh, I don't really have any pictures of her up. Oh, that's sad. But yeah, that one. Here, hold on. I gotta do.
You found that attractive?
Her character and everything, like
okay.
Yeah, there was.
I mean, she was a strong female. I'm not gonna deny that.
Yeah, and I like that.
All right, getting started on my Proxima Midnight cosplay.
Yeah, but no,
banging on the table.
No, you should get started on her cosplay. Oh, hopefully there's no spoilers in this. Hold on, let's just hit this character right here, Minerva.
Minerva.
Minerva. It's MINN-ERVA.
Okay.
Just like Marvel is two words.
Got it.
But yeah, she's my new crush.
Your new villain crush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So hold on, don't look. All right, hold on. We gotta go away from there.
Ruining.
Yeah. So there was that. Let me see over the rest of my tabs there. No, good. No more things there I have to do. Yeah, I really going back there. I really enjoyed the moment of her becoming Captain Marvel, and that it was really well done. Yeah.
I have lots of questions, but they all end in
spoil. All of them.
Does she interact with anyone else from the universe that we are familiar with, other than Sam Jackson and Coulson?
I'm thinking. Not that I can think. I only saw it once.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I'm screwing stuff up.
Yeah.
But I'm also definitely throwing everything through the non-spoiler filter, so I'm screwing up on in the
Hopefully
side
in the
of
right
caution.
direction, yeah.
If not, yeah, no, I'm definitely screwing up in the right direction of not giving anything away. So, but no, I don't think there's no big thing.
And I can assume that at the end of the movie, she's somewhere in space because she's not
Captain
on
Marvel.
Earth. Yeah.
Yeah. The Stan Lee cameo is good. It's weird.
Did he shoot this, or did they CGI in a cameo?
No,
this was his last one.
No, they've got like 5 of them in a can.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they knew that he's super old. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, like supposedly I'd heard that they have a number of them already done.
Oh, wow.
Well, yeah, but also like this movie was done long before he died. I don't know about long.
I'm about to say, like, I would say long, but okay, cool.
Yeah, so the Stan Lee cameo was very good, and pay attention to detail in his cameo if you can. You'll enjoy it, and don't read anyone's Twitters until after you've seen it, because there's someone that like spoiled stuff about his cameo. Scameo. That's a new thing, but not really a spoiler, so don't worry about it. Yeah, the fight sequences were good. I enjoyed. Yeah, it was good overall. Trying to think of stuff. I don't like the name for our planet. We're just C-53. That's boring.
Well,
it's like they're playing a big game of Battleship. C-53.
Oh, you exploded my planet.
I'm pretty sure we see like an early version of the Quinjet in this.
Okay.
Even though it's like, but I thought that the Fantastic Four was supposed to make the Quinjets. Who's Quinn though? That's a question I got now.
I'm sure Quinn stands for something to do with the technology.
Really? It's like a TIE fighter is a twin ion engine.
Yeah.
All right.
That's what I'm saying.
And not like Bob Tie made it.
Bob Tie.
No Bob Tie. No. Nick Fury in this one is a lot more fun loving and loosey goosey.
Oh yeah, he still has 2 eyes, right?
And yeah, but if before this, tell them the story you told me with why Nick Fury, Sam Jackson was in it. That's not a spoiler.
So Brie Larson and Sam Jackson are friends, and he's been
IRL.
In IRL, he has been in a couple of projects with her. I think the last thing was her directorial debut.
It's debut
was in, and so Marvel asked her if there was anyone she wanted in her movie with her, and she said, "Yeah, I want Sam in my movie," and so that's kind of how they did it.
It shows that they were friends because their chemistry is
really good. That's awesome. That's very awesome. Yeah, no, that's neat that they have struck up a friendship, and because she's pretty young.
Yeah.
And so he's that's a cool behind the scenes relationship to know. And in the article that I read, like he was giving her advice about or no, I think she asked him advice before the interviewer had asked, like, did Sam give you some advice before you went to make your movie? And she was like, no, he wouldn't give me any advice.
No.
I even sat down at lunch with him one day, and I was like, do you have any advice? And he's like, no, just go do a good job. And she was like, but in
it's stuff you gotta figure out for yourself.
Yeah, but in the article, he was talking about how he did tell her that the role, this universe that she was joining, was going to change her life, like her relationship with fans, the crowd, people, and fans. And he said, like, I had some amount of fame before I was in Star Wars.
Yeah, he did.
But the change in tone after he was a Jedi was noticeable. It was marked.
Yeah, and there's few things that are as iconic as being a Jedi.
And then Brie like chimed in. She was like, I want to be a Jedi. And you could almost hear through the page of the thing I was reading Sam Jackson being like, it has its moments. It's like, yeah, maybe. So he was basically telling her that Marvel is a similar size of change, and that she's now joining this giant universe. That
you saying that story now makes me remember a story that I heard, that Brie Larson's favorite day on set was May the 4th, because Samuel Jackson
he brought his lightsaber. Yeah,
lightsaber.
they talked about it, and she was like, he brought his lightsaber in, and I was crying and holding it, and it was May the 4th. I was like, nice. Oh, she's adorable. I love her.
Yeah, she is adorable, and I can see her character sliding into the smart Alex spot that's probably going to get left vacant by Tony Stark at the end of all of the Infinity Wars.
Is her personality like she's a fighter pilot? So does she have that kind of like adventurous sort of Daredevil type of personality, or is it like more of a driven, like goal oriented, always trying to go higher, faster, better?
Well, that's part of that thing. There is like part of the catchphrase for this movie.
Higher, faster, better.
Higher, faster, farther. I think it is.
Oh, okay.
Something along those lines.
Yeah, that's a fighter pilot.
In the thing. But I didn't get it wasn't like a Hal Jordan, stereotypical fighter pilot one. Mm-hmm. They didn't really like go into that too much, because like it's not a spoiler. I don't think. Yeah, well, I'm abstaining from saying too much there.
Okay,
but she has a good personality. It's not at no point did I feel like because
no,
you can
I didn't
get that from.
I didn't.
She's not Iceman, and she's not Maverick.
Cocky. Yeah, no, not that she was a cocky fighter pilot. Like just more of a driven. That the to be able to get behind the cockpit in one of those, there is a lot of personal drive you have to get to that point.
If you're behind the cockpit, that means you've fallen out of the plane.
Behind the stick in the cockpit.
No, she's not that. Yeah, I need to abstain.
That's fine. That's fine. And the cat's name is Goose, right?
The cat's name is Goose.
They named the cat after the Top Gun.
After the one that died in Top Gun.
Hope that's not a spoiler. Say nothing. Look blank.
But the weird thing is when this Goose dies, River Song comes to save. And because River Song was married to Goose, who played Goose in ER.
Oh God!
And then all the universes line up.
Oh God! Everything's connected.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
It's just a theory.
Yeah. So, I think I'd let you see a movie where they tragically kill a cat. Come on.
I figured they wouldn't.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that I would have heard an uproar about that before.
Yeah, all the kids would be losing their minds. Oy vey. Can you imagine that? And all right, so quickly running through stuff. It's not the early days of S.H.I.E.L.D., but it's S.H.I.E.L.D. before we're used to seeing them.
Yeah.
And so that was kind of cool, but they didn't dive too much into S.H.I.E.L.D., so you don't need to know too much about them. I mean, a cool helicarrier, that's for sure. Good seeing all the old cars again, since this was back in the 90s.
Yeah, I saw a picture at one point. She's in an internet cafe, and I was like, oh, the 90s. This is going to be like, baby. Oh my God. Yeah, this is like this is the heyday of my internet introduction. Like it coincided with my like coming of age. Like I came of age with the internet. I invented the internet. And so like, yeah, Alta Vista, like all of those things. Yeah. This is going to be such a blast from my childhood. It's going to be fantastic.
She did react oddly to the mouse. Like she clicked it in a weird way and all. I was like, pick it up and say
hello, computer.
Do it now. Yeah, so there was the internet cafe. All the music was great. There's music from back when I was going to college.
Yeah, this is my teenage years.
She, for most of the movie, she sports a 9 Inch Nails t-shirt. That's good.
You have a flannel shirt on top of it?
She had a flannel shirt around her waist at
one
point. And
yes! My teenage years, man.
They're going somewhere. Nick Fury's like, lose the flannel.
I bet that was a
So it's not a spoiler that
unscripted moment
that there are Skrulls in it, because that's been fairly commonplace and they've released imagery of that. So I say that I think they did a good job with the Skrulls. I'm not super familiar with the Skrulls, but they did a good job from what I saw. I enjoyed and liked, and the effects were cool. How they changed into it. At one point, I was honestly like, "You're gonna have this person like appear naked to the thing," and then at the last second, like clothes morph out of there and all, and then you get the question. It's like, "Oh, can they take off the clothes?" And then what happens?
The clothes skin?
Is
like
there just a layer of them there? Like, do they take off the clothes
and then they
drop
become
it and
like
it's their spleen?
I would think that the evolution would have made sure that it's not their spleen.
Well, but you don't really need your spleen. A gallbladder. Okay, I'm sorry. You're right. They would get rid of the gallbladder first, and then the appendix, and then the spleen.
Oh, good Lord.
Is that how that would work? We need a hierarchy of stuff they can get rid of.
Yeah, I'm interested to see if this is the introduction of the Skrulls, and I'm interested to see like what's going on, like why they're already on Earth. So if they are, like, can someone be a Skrull now in the current time? Like, what's going on? Is this the next segment of the MCU? Is this what their next phase is going to be? Their big long phase? Because we watched a cartoon that was similar to that, and that was, for a cartoon, it was kind of emotional, like the range that they had going on, and the feelings that the Avengers had who had been impersonated, like those were deep for a cartoon. So I'm wondering if they're gonna mirror some of that.
Can we do spoilers about that cartoon that we saw? I think we can.
I think so. Yeah, I mean,
the cartoon we saw, Skrull had taken over Captain America, and ended up using his goodness and his like stature in society against humanity.
Yeah,
and
basically to manipulate and cajole them into accepting a Skrull invasion. And so, like, it was very betraying to him.
Yeah, and it like broke him. He
was ready to just walk away and be like, I can't be this symbol anymore. It's been tainted.
Yeah, so a lot of that's called the Secret Invasion.
Something like that, yeah.
Secret War. War?
Score?
No.
Score.
Anyway, but yeah, so that has big implications of stuff. The biggest thing that had me thinking and scratching my noggin, that isn't a spoiler at all, is if you look at, and I didn't do a lot of looking at the Skrulls beforehand, but if you look at their imagery, their chin, just like Thanos's chin, the like ridges going down.
Really?
Yeah. And I did some digging now just before the thing there. I was like, is there a connection between Thanos and the Skrulls? Click. And apparently all it is that they were all race. They were both Thanos's race, and the Skrulls were ones that were changed around by the Celestials. And so apparently that's just a byproduct of like them doing it, or that's just how they did it and all. And as far as the comics go, there doesn't seem to be any like direct correlation between Thanos and the Skrulls. But like in all the comics, they make them look semi-similar and all, but this one, like every Skrull I looked at just about, it was like Thanos's chin. And I don't think that the MCU people would
cheap out on just like, we're just gonna use the same prosthetic for everything.
So there's something itching in the back of my head about that maybe being a thing in some way, but maybe not.
No, the Kree are the blue guys. And we have seen blue guys in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and the Guardians of the Galaxy, because the main bad guy, the Ronin, was a Kree.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yes.
I'm just establishing the people that I have seen.
Yes.
Was
But as Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. also showed us, the Kree don't have to only look blue, because the guy from Warehouse 13 was on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and he was a Kree.
And he was white.
Yes. He looked like a Caucasian man. Human. It was the guy from Warehouse 13. He looked just like the guy from Warehouse 13. Yep. Oh, she doesn't remember. Lady Sif. It was the episode when Lady Sif came. So
he was just white? I was talking about in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. when they were in the future, and the lead guy who was running the
lighthouse.
The lighthouse. He was, but his coloring was different. He had like white with some blue specks. So the one that they sent, they didn't do anything to him to make him look human so that he could.
Maybe they did. I can't remember. I just know that you're going to see. It's blatantly obvious when they're in the Kree homeworld that they have all different kinds.
Well, yeah, and Marvel in the cartoon also had the ability to appear human.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Because in the cartoon thing, he was like an advanced scout, so
yeah.
I'm sure they gave him all stuff to blow.
Yeah.
All right. I think that just about covers everything that I had that I wanted to cover.
I'm excited.
Without being spoilery. Yeah,
I like that both the Kree and the Skrull have been set up as bad guys to the humans.
Yeah.
So it's like cool, because I'm really not rooting for either side going in. It feels like the Skrull are definitely the bad guys of this movie. So it would be interesting to see if they can give me a reason to not immediately be like, no, y'all bad. But it sounds like it's like they just have a war and they really just need to keep it to themselves. But they don't.
And not get C-53 involved.
And yeah, don't be coming around to C-53. We're just over here trying to.
But yeah, it was really good, and the movie was going, and I never felt my butt fall asleep. And that's high praise, because way too often there's fortunately never had to adjust my chair, never had to be like, oh, when is this movie over? And I didn't think about needing the bathroom until after the credits started rolling.
Yeah, you come back out of the zone, and your body, you reconnect with your body, and your bladder's there going,
help!
And then you're like, no, just a few more minutes, baby, you can do it.
Yeah. It had a nice denouement too, not too long, so Liam might be able to make it through. Tomorrow, she's taking our 9-year-old.
Yeah, 9.
Okay.
10 in a couple months. I was reading the end of his book today, man. It was just 2 chapters, and it was all denouement, and that kid had zoned out.
Ever since he was young, he does not, like, once the climax is done, I'm out. I know nothing else.
Yeah.
Like in Return of the Jedi, he would never find out if they made it out of the Death Star before it blew up, if Luke and Vader made it out.
No, he would. He would see them fly out, the thing would blow up, and then he'd be like, that's a great film, and just get up and walk away.
Well, no one needs to see the Ewoks dancing. I mean, except for the fact that they were playing the skulls of the stormtroopers. That's the only interesting thing there.
I like to believe they were playing the helmets of the stormtroopers. I never once in my life thought there were skulls in there.
Those Ewoks are evil effers. They were going to fry them up alive at the stake.
So they wouldn't leave tasty meat inside the helmet to play. They would have taken those heads out and eaten them. Those are empty helmets.
No, they left the skulls inside the helmets as a snack later on, once they're all liquored up after winning.
Those helmets wouldn't have made that sound with a head in them.
All right. So that they had different tones, some of the helmets were empty. some of the helmets had full skulls, and some of the helmets only had a half a skull.
You're half a
They had to go all the way up.
That's what you are.
I am.
All right.
So thank you. Tomorrow, I don't know exactly when, because this one over here is going. Can I get it in the shot there? Whoa, my big hand. We're ridiculous. She's gonna go during the day, so like later in the evening at some point, hopefully maybe we'll be on. But we're definitely gonna be on at some point, talking spoiler filled, just spilling everything.
Yeah. And then this happened, and that was going on. I love this, and oh my god, Goose.
It's nice. All right. So all right, let's do our usual out but not yet. Yeah, no, that's about it. All right, let's do our usual out. I don't know where my mouse went to. There it is. All right, our usual out.
I can't find my mouse. Bye.